I did mention there is an issue with dividends as well. Potential issue with dividends.
So if your stock pays a dividend, and there's a question on Slido here, I want to make sure. Yeah, Liquid 425 asks, can you talk about dividend poaching on covered calls? So let's get into that a little bit.
They're even using the right term, dividend poaching.
I feel like this is a friend, like a plant in the audience. Thank you.
I was going to say, I like that. Okay.
I know.
So what is Apple's dividend? I think they...
Oh, I should know, but I don't. I'm sorry.
I think they just raised it, actually.
They did.
Because they, as they are wont to do, I think it's now 22 cents a quarter. As my computer stares at me. Yes, it is 22 cents a quarter. Okay. So dividend poaching. Oh, and by the way, congratulations, Ellen. Today is Apple ex-dividend day. Did you know that?
I didn't actually.
No,
like I said, long-term buy and hold this whole time. This is all. Yeah. This is.
I just learned it now as I stare at my other monitor.
Well, how should I celebrate? I'll use my iPhone, I guess.
I was gonna say. So the ex-dividend date is the date on which the shares trade ex-dividend without the dividend. Okay, so you want to own the shares to get this next dividend, which is going to get paid on May 13th. To get this next dividend paid by Apple, you had to be a shareholder as of yesterday's market close.
Not May 12th. You can't buy on May 12th and get the dividend May 13th.
Not the next dividend. You'll get the next one, but not this one. So as long as you own Apple shares as of yesterday's close, you will get this next dividend. Okay.
And so that is interesting for in a covered call situation or in an options investing situation, because that dividend is worth money, and so interested parties come and try to poach
it only in certain circumstances again. So we're working with our 145 strike, right? So we need the stock price. So the funny thing about dividends and with Apple and dividends is they tend to pay them every 3 months, which also kind of lines up with our covered call frequency.
Some kind of pattern. I don't know.
And so since the ex-dividend date for May is about 2 weeks, as it's today, it's 2 weeks before options expiration. It's probably a good bet that the options or the ex-dividend date for the next dividend, the August dividend, will also probably be about 2 weeks before our arbitrarily chosen August date. Okay.
Right.
So what you need to do first of all, for your stock to potentially be called early, and fools. Why we worry about what we call dividend poaching is, of course, if Ellen has her shares called away, she loses not only the shares, she loses the dividend. Yeah. So the poaching there's only two circumstances you need to fulfill. The first, the stock price as the ex-dividend approaches, stock price must be above the strike price. Again,
for me to fear poachers, like for it to be appealing to poachers.
Again, with the stock price at 130, Ellen, you might like someone to call your stock away for the 145 strike, but it ain't going to happen.
Well, the dividend's not that high. If it were a $20 dividend per share, then maybe.
Yeah, like it just, you are perfectly safe.
Yeah.
But if we're going into, let's say the stock is 150 as that date approaches, so that's our first gate. That's our first thing that we trip out and say, okay, I am now at risk of dividend poaching. So then you need to know, when is the ex-dividend date? It'll probably be around, I'm going to go August 5th, August 6th. I don't even know if those are Fridays, but it'd probably be around there. I think it would be the 6th, because I think expiration that month is the 20th. So, and I can do math, 20 minus 14.
Yeah, my brother's wedding party is on the 7th, which is a Saturday. So that's excellent.
Congratulations, Ellen, brother.
Thank you. On his behalf.
Okay, so we see the ex-dividend coming up. We look at the stock price, it's above our strike price. Okay, now I need to check, am I at risk of dividend poaching? And the way we determine that is our old friend, intrinsic value and time value again.
Yeah.
You calculate the time value. So if the stock is, say, 150, and our strike price is 145, 150 minus 145 is $5 intrinsic value. The dividend is 22 cents. Okay. So what is the option trading on that date? Well, if the option's trading at $6, that means time value is $1, right? $6 minus the $5. Don't worry about it. Because as long as the time value as ex-dividend date approaches, if time value exceeds the dividend, you will be fine. If the time value is less than the dividend,
That's where that margin comes in for somebody who might want to come in and grab
Yeah.
it.
They might say, okay, if time value is only say 5 cents,
Mm-hmm.
I would rather exercise early, burn the time value,
Mm-hmm.
because I'll then be an owner of the shares on the ex-dividend date. And so if I burn 5 cents in time value, but I get a 22-cent dividend, I'm net 17 cents. You might say, who cares, 17 cents? But if I'm a big, clearinghouse that's got all these different options, it could add up to real money. You and I
Yeah.
might not do it, but, we don't
Well,
know
it's
who's
worth
on the other side
somebody's
of it.
while. Yeah.
It's worth somebody's while.
Yeah.
So basically, if the time value as ex-dividend date approaches, if time value exceeds the dividend, don't worry about it. If it's less than the dividend, that's when you have a problem. That's when you would do that rolling transaction we talked about. That's when you do that early.